And welcome to Season 3 of the Munolith Hunter by Green&Blue walkthrough. I'm the 999, and yeah, as you can see, we're in version 19. And let's go show off the new vehicles. And I hope you like the intro. I'm not particularly proud of it, but it did take a long time to assemble, because I had to record and I had to shrink them down to the appropriate size for the time. And yeah. Now the first vehicle I'll show you is the Aurora MK2, which looks kind of similar to the Auroras from Command Journals. But I didn't intend to make one. I intended to make a Blackbird, but that failed. So yeah. And this is the science version. There are 3 versions of these. There is the science version, the high-speed version, and the nuke version. But I can't show you the nuke version because the powered weapons doesn't work in 1.19. So yeah. Alright, with that done, let me show you the new Rover. The Rover MK2, because it's, you know, a Scout Rover, but modernized, and it looks completely different. I love the what are these called? The Gemini cockpit. I forgot for a second. I love the Gemini cockpits, but it's kind of hard to get them to work on a plane. So yeah, so I'm using it for the Rover. And you may be asking, how do I get this to in there? You know, still a body, and that is with I went too far. And that is with the Wayland Corp WT-51 Carbine Transport. And yeah, I actually underestimated the size of this thing when I was figuring to put that Rover in, and basically the Rover is, you know, half the size of this cargo bay, so it fits in nice and perfect. And even the Munolith detector can fit in it. Yeah, though it's like 1 foot clearance. So yeah, now let's take a look at the new Spaice Recon Craft. I'll save it for a second. As you can see here, this is the Spaice Recon Craft. I decided to use these tanks instead of the other ones, because these carry more gas. And the limit for these rocket engines are 2 of them. And these aren't really necessary, but these solid rocket boosters aren't really necessary while I'm on there for fun. So yeah. And instead of having the 1 solid fin, I put 2 fins. And added the classic landing legs. And I forgot about the, what do you call them? The parachutes. Did that work? Yes, it did. Hopefully that will launch. Oh yeah, and if you wondered how Jebediah went to all those other planets when I don't have a vehicle like that, I do. The manned version of the space version craft. Ta-da! Sure, I could have put the standard. I could put that on it, but that'd be no fun. That'd use Gemini. But yeah, so I'll go roll out the space. I'll go roll out the Aurora and we take that for a test flight, fly around. Actually, no, I'll get to the Rover first and find our first Easter egg because in Kerbal Space Program, there's only about 9 monoliths. I need to actually check on how many there actually are, but there's not that many, and they're not on every planet. So, in order for this series to continue, I decided to make it the Munolith and Easter egg hunter. So we hunt Easter eggs too. So let's go find the first one. And I'll be right back. And oh yeah, you might be wondering why I'm not using the Space Frequent Craft. That's because the module wheels pack doesn't really work in this patch, or at least it doesn't work for me. So yeah, I had to improvise, and improvise I did with the Aurora MK2 and Wayland Corp transport. Oh, and by the way, that talking is from the chatter box, which is right, where is it? Where did I put it? Right there. And unfortunately, I would put that in the description, but the forms crashed. The Kerbal Space Program forms, they crashed, and took the chatter page with it. So yeah. I wonder, does this even work for the thing? Because, oh, yes it does. Because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Of course it works from all this, but, you know. For other things. And, oh, by the way, that thoroughly, he's like the Kerbal version of me. Because, I mean, I'm not joking, but that is randomly generated. You can't find that in your own game. And this is our cockpit, which I like. But we're looking for something, so we don't need it. I forgot to put the gear up, which makes it go faster because the gear actually extends below the rover wheels. Oh, there you are. Right there. It's the memorial to the first capsule. I never used it, but let's go pay our respects. Because I do love that capsule. But with this mod, the mod where you put satellites in orbit and you have communication range, I put it on screen right there when I figure, you know, out what it is. I forgot what it was. Remote something. Oh yeah, and I'm going to try to make these videos 30 minutes long. The reason why the last season had hour-long episodes because the missions, I mean, it's because the videos really wanted to be 1 hour long, so yeah. But I'll try to keep it down this time. Even if I have to cut a mission in half. But even then, it's not so bad. And that looks like it's been in space. Probably was. It's a big cockpit. It's even bigger than the Gemini, which is a little oversized. Rest in peace, A&K #1 pod, 2011 to 2012. Yeah, that's sad. But now let's end the flight, and let's go to the other airfield with the Aurora, and I'll be right back. Make it the Aurora on the field. And we're back. Okay, so let's get this thing ready, and let's go check out the other airfield. Let's turn on the science instruments. Oh, and this one doesn't have a page anymore either, which is sad. I just use this for looking at instruments, not really the graph. And this is an install, it doesn't need to go to the end of the runway. And away we go. Now, the Aurora MK2s are capable of Mach 4.9.9.9, or Mach 4.99999 to infinity. So yeah, and after I go check out this airfield, I'll just use the high-speed version and just go as fast as physically possible with these. So yeah. Oh yeah, and up here is the engineer, the flight engineer, which is the tape deck right there. Oh yeah, remote tech. That's what that pack is called. The one with all the crazy communications gear, which I like to use on these. Even though they're not actually using the remote tech satellites. Okay, orange is the thermometer. That's the accelerator. Okay, you can see that on the slide. Right there, they're all the numbers. Now, since this is a one-engine craft, and this does have a global range, or at least it should, it has enough gas to go around the, Kerbal, and and I'll do higher than that, higher, to the left of my mouse pointer. So yeah. And the SAS works really nice, so I don't need to touch anything. Although I can't time accelerate, which is sad. But yeah. You know what? Let's actually do a little fast forward sequence, so I'll be right back. And as you can see, we're all the way over here, but unfortunately, Fraps crashed and lost the fast forward sequence. Sorry about that, but yeah, as soon as we land on that airfield, I'll end it, Because Mike's here and he's in the background. So if you hear anything, that's him. So yeah. And in the next episode, we'll take this thing up to Mach 4 and I'll talk about that big failure of the Donnan plane. Or the Do Not plane. Man, it's 3 iterations. And oh yeah, by the way, these truck lights don't work because that mod is not working. Because it was made for, 1.7 or 118. But fortunately, these individual gears have little lights in the front of them, so yeah, they work. What was that? Shirley's actually very serious for some reason. It's not a bad thing at all. Look how high raised these the airfield is. It's going to be a little hard to land. I can do it. Now these things can land on these Auroras can land on anything, but the guarantee on this engine is not very good. Coming in at an angle, it's not good, but I can do it. So 2 kind of Easter eggs in one day, that's not too bad. The original Mach 1 pod and this airfield. Ooh, this is going to be hard to land on. Oh, brakes. I can do it. Almost landing. You can look at the 2 above terrain. Oh yeah, oh yeah. A complete dirt field. There we go. And touchdown. Right on the tower. What is that over there? So yeah, that's episode 1. Shirley's happy. Well, that was kind of hard landing. Which I guess when we get a Rover, I think that Mach 1 pod just rusted. When we get the Rover in its own vehicle, we fly over here and do it. And yeah. So next episode, I'll take this thing up to Mach 4, talk about the EX1, and yeah, and its precursors. So thanks for watching. Please comment, like if you like the video, dislike the video, helps people in searching new videos. And yeah, I guess see you in a second.